find Nick Bonino and Radim Vrbata. Vrbata with a nice move at center. Mathias takes his pass, finds Bonino, who cuts left. Let's go to the shot right into the crest of the jersey of Vancouver zone.
Eddie hasn't played in a long time. Eddie Lack since the 13th, and you can see the little miscommunication there with the defense. That's one of the tough things when you have...
Slow to get up. Now he goes back at Bogosian. Falls down again. Andrew Ladd for the Jets. Drop pass. Little with a shot. The blocker saved for Lack. His first test of the hockey game, and he had to be sharp there. And the puck is back out to neutral ice. So Lack trying to spring the offense there as he saw the Jets changing. Didn't quite work. Dorsett and Trouba come together, and here's Kennons. Nice three. He gets it. He missed the net. Daniel Sedin. Canucks throwing around confidently. Here's Vrbata. Doesn't mind shooting from this spot. He will, and it went off the blocker of Howard. The Jets get the puck and clear it down the ice.
On the power play, but they missed the net.
Dan Hamhuis on defense with Clendening, who has the puck at the right point. His pass deflects right to Hamhuis, who lets it go. Stop, rebound, loose. And onto the stick of Adam Pardy, who clears past Clendening and down the ice. Edler quickly ahead to Sean Mathias in with Higgins. Higgins takes the pass, turns and hooks the puck in for Edler. Onto it is Vey. Checked by Sherratt. Now the puck thrown in front, knocked away, and clear. One for when the Sedins are on the ice, and one for when the other people are on the ice. Here comes Wheeler behind Hamhuis, scores! Blake Wheeler opens the scoring just past the halfway mark of the first.
By him. There's Dan Hamhuis, doesn't have the angle, chips it by him, and Dan Hamhuis is a little too late coming back. He doesn't have body position, doesn't take the body, tries to play the puck. Wheeler's got it, and it's under the arm of Eddie Lack.
Jets with a chance to break in. Here's Lowry with a shot. Left pad saved by Lack, and the rebound cleared away by Tanev. Adam Lowry with a good chance there. Down the left. Around Clendening. Centering pass. Lack of the stick on it. Now here's Shifley to Byfuglien, and a right pad saved by Lack. Another chance for Byfuglien on the backhand, and that shot attempt was blocked. Pavelec able to cut it off, shoots it around the far side, gets by Daniel Sedin, held in by Alex Edler. Henrik to Daniel, to the side, Burrows scores!
Offensively, the other teams all play. Here's Pavelec, throws it around high, doesn't get it all the way out. Comes back to Henrik Sedin, to Daniel, and Burrows gets ready for the shot before the pass. When you're playing with Henrik and Daniel, get ready.
The bench here, and the puck is by him. Another breakaway. Blake Wheeler in on Lack. Wheeler stopped by Lack. Can't cover, but the puck comes free to Linden Bay. Right point, Clendening. Bonino. Higgins in front. Bonino with a shot, and got through Higgins. I think hit the goaltender and went to the corner. Knocks him down. Bonino comes in for the puck. Here's Vey, Clendening in the blue line. One-timer and a right pad saved by Pavelec. Minute 12 to go on the power play.
On net.
Trouba's going to have something to say about that. Now Burrows trying to center for Vrbata. Gets the puck. And a stop by Pavelec, who juggled it, and he hangs on. It was a broken play, but it set up a glorious scoring chance for Vrbata, who's denied. Canucks trying to break out of their power play funk, and here's Higgins down the left side with a wrist shot that missed the net. Puck comes to the right point, held in by Clendening, who passes to the open side. Vey skates onto the puck. And under 10 seconds remain in the power play. Edler to Henrik Sedin. Here's Burrows. Daniel to the crease. And Edler on the backhand couldn't force it home. Gets it for Vancouver. Jannik Hansen spinning on Lowry. Works his way to the corner. Spins again. Once more. Lowry knocks the puck away, but Horvat is onto it. To the blue line. Stanton with a long shot. Deflected into the glove of Pavelec. Daniel to Edler. Vrbata. There wasn't much on the pass. Gagliardi broke that up, but Vrbata holds the puck in the zone. Burrows from the corner. Almost banked it in. Pavelec made the save. And now the puck winds up behind the goal. The clearing attempt is blocked by Alex Edler.
That's my point. I'm not getting on the soapbox.
Okay. You do whatever you want.
Yes, thanks.
We know who rules this game. Here's Alex Edler. Ahead to Henrik Sedin. Backs in over the Winnipeg line. Little again. cycles around for Blake Wheeler, the Winnipeg goal scorer. And Little collide. Now Spiza takes a rough ride from Andrew Ladd, and the Jets come up with the puck. Trouba tried a one-timer. Kennedy took a run at him. Here comes Lowry, over-skating the puck and giving it away to Ryan Stanton. Thorburn got a piece of him, and here's Frolik in. Cuts to the middle, and a wrist shot kicked out by the right pad of Eddie Ladd. Seven, who brings the puck back to neutral ice and flips it over for Brian Little. Little slows and tries a shot. Tanev deflects that off the target. Now the puck comes back. Enstrom onto the goal, and a right toe saved by Ladd. Enstrom again. Long slap shot, and that sailed wide up for Verbata, who chips the puck in deep. Matthias first man to it. Here's Bonino. Round for Verbata. Matthias from behind the goal. Works his way to the corner. Pass back. Hamhuis. Spiza with a one-timer. A hard one. That one off Bogosian. Trying to stave off the Jets here. Minute 15 to go in the man advantage. Byfuglien reaches to hold that one in. Perreault to Byfuglien. Now Wheeler with a drive and a glove save by Eddie Lack. Trouba rushes the puck through center. Gets around Hamhuis. In on goal. He deeps right past him. And Lowry scores on the rebound.
Now Eddie Lack's going to complain that Trouba took him out of the play. And now they're talking it over. Caught on the inside, and you can see Trouba goes right through the crease. And he does make contact with Lack right there, and that knocks Eddie out of position. And you can see Eddie's got a case here.
I think he's got a good case.
Trouba comes through, and Devin Dubnyk had the other night.
Incidental contact with the goaltender. He wasn't able to play his position. No goal.
There you go.
That is open across the ice. Pass instead. Comes to the side, now back to Edler. Here's Daniel Sedin. Henrik on the goal line. Daniel stopped by Pavlik as the Sedins work the give and go. But Daniel couldn't beat Ross or Rabada. They could hit Daniel. Henrik gets the puck again. Edler with room. Henrik Sedin. Rabada shoots. Pavlik the save, and he falls over while hanging on to the puck. Pressure team. This is the 5th game in 8 days from Winnipeg, but here's a turnover. Frolik in, shoots at the post, and Lowry after the rebound couldn't find the handle. Michael Frolik looking for his 4th shorthanded goal of the year.
I know how you like to have the perfect game.
Edler would like a perfect stick. And here's a chance. Little scores. Faulty equipment. The stick breaks, the puck turned over, and Brian Little makes it 2-1.
Edler. Puck comes back to him, and he doesn't try to slap it. He just tries to play it up. Stick breaks. And Chris Tanev is in no man's land. Edler is already gone, and Tanev doesn't have time to get set.
Winnipeg 1 for 3 in the man advantage. There's another opportunity. Daniel Sedin winds up with a puck and gets it out to center to Alex Burrows. To Stanton. Ahead for Kennens, who was in the box when the go-ahead goal went in. Now he'll rush in on the left wing. Ronald's Kennens with a shot picked up by the left pad of Pavel. And here's a quick pass ahead. Daniel Sedin trying to get behind Enstrom. Now looks for Henrik. Finds Tanev in on goal. He shoots. Blocker saved by Andre Pavlik. Byfuglien trying to go through center. Stood up by Hamhuis. Dying seconds of the power play. Clendening in. Delays. Centers. Higgins couldn't put it home. Had the open side, kind of pulled it back towards the goaltender. Gives it away, and Lack makes a save on Thorburn to the side. Here's Bogosian with a shot. Loose in front. They jam away. Lack is down. He covers the puck. No, he doesn't. Puck is still loose. Referee can see it apparently. Now he blows it down. It's underneath Chris Tanev, I think. Had his stick grab. Now Byfuglien with the puck. Down for Matthew Perreault. Byfuglien fakes the one-timer. Let's go with a snapshot. Gloved by Eddie Lack. And he hangs on for the whistle. Here's Tanev. Henrik Sedin. Pardon me, Daniel plays dummy, hoping the puck will get through to Henrik behind the goal. Now forced out by Little. And here comes Ladd. 3 Jets into the Vancouver zone. Little in front. Here's Wheeler. Glove saved by Eddie Lack. Adam Clendening. Ahead to Bo Horvat. Into the middle. Kennens towards the goal. Shoots. He scores!
Here's Clendenning up to Horvat, and this time it's on the forehand, and Clendenning's going to get an assist. And
Scheifele. Perreault takes the drop pass, tried to send one across. Puck ricochets to Bogosian. Moves into the wrist shot, loose puck. Black able to swat it in midair. Now Bogosian trying to move in front. Higgins to do it. Ronald Kennens gets the equalizer. Secures his team at least a point. And the Canucks and the Jets will go to overtime. Ball in it, but he's done all right.
you're only as good as your last pass. Oh, sorry.
Here comes Alex Edler as overtime commences. Trying to go through the defense. Stopped by the blocker of Pavlik. I think everyone was waiting for the drop pass in the neutral zone. And Edler just carried on. Now with the other in the glove, saved by Lack as he denied Little. Gets by one man. Here's Vrbata with Spiza. They'll switch sides. Vrbata center. Spiza scores!
Little backhand pass to Vrbata, and now he switches. He crisscrosses so that he's on the forehand. And Vrbata with a beautiful pass, and Spiza, now he's on the forehand, just slides it through as Pavlik can't come across and get set.